road to Virginia Tech, a place we have not played. So it'll be a great environment for our guys to play in. I know the stadium gets loud and there's a good atmosphere, so hopefully that'll be a great experience for us. But Virginia Tech's playing well. I think they've been very competitive since the change they made. They're 3-2. They're going to give us some problems. They play aggressive on defense and have some good players, and on offense have a big, strong quarterback who can run, very effective running the football, and two solid running backs as well to go along with them. So we will have to be able to defend that and defend it well. It's we got to practice well this week. Got to get better on some of the things that have showed up here the last couple of games. And work hard at doing that, get guys healthy as we can, and get ready to go down there and play as hard as we can and figure out a way to win.
Jeff, obviously, like you mentioned, it's going to be a really loud environment. Lane Stadium is known for kind of the inner Sandman, all that kind of stuff. How do you stimulate that cadence or that noise level, and what would be the keys to kind of being able to hear each other?
Well, I think this stadium will be loud. We worked it all week before the Miami game. During the game, we didn't use the silent cadence the whole game, but we used it some, definitely in critical situations. And I thought we executed it pretty well. So really, during the course of the week, we bring in noise. We practice, the silent type of cadence that we're going to use that week, which sometimes will carry a couple different ways. And you just got to keep practicing. And sometimes we stay after practice and go over it as well. But everybody's got to be locked in on the same page, and it definitely challenges you. It limits some of the things that you're able to communicate and do on offense. So that package has to be tied up a little bit sharper. But it's definitely a home field advantage.
Jeff, I was curious on the injury updates for a couple guys. Do you expect maybe Duke Watson to be able to come back for this week? And since it's been roughly a month and a half since Stanquan Clark's injury, do you still expect him to be out the rest of the year, or are you kind of thinking maybe he could come back?
Good questions. Duke Watson, we will try to get back in practice this week. It's too early to tell. I'm always hopeful, but it's too early to tell. Stanquan has rehabbed very well, and we actually will try to see how much he can do this week. But it'll be his first week of practice, and if we can pull that off. So I'm not going to rule that off the table, but we'll see how this week goes. He has progressed extremely well up to this point, and there is a slight chance.
Jeff, when you watched the film, what did you see specifically, maybe defensively? Well, there wasn't much to watch offensively in the first half, not many plays, but what did you see defensively when they were kind of moving the ball against you guys that maybe you liked or you didn't like from the other night?
Well, I think we the first two drives were not our best drives on defense. We were a little more vanilla than we had been. We didn't get off the field on third down. We let them convert a third and long the first time around on a completion that we should not have. And then we kind of busted a couple things that cost us. From there, I thought we ramped up the intensity on the quarterback, got a little more creative in what we were doing, and got a little bit more on the same page, and that helped us. Would we like to play more efficient early on with some of those calls? Yes, we would. So we got to work on being able to play some regular defense more soundly and crisply and get off the field on third down. After those first two drives, the ability to get off the field on third down increased and went way higher. So I thought we improved as the game went on. But, yes, we need to start better.
Has Virginia Tech changed a whole lot, obviously, with the change? And defensively, are they kind of doing what they've normally done?
Well, I think that, preseason they were touted as a really talented football team and a chance to win the conference. So I think they have talent, and without question, you see that on game film. On offense, they have a quarterback who has a ton of experience. He's big and strong and can run. So if you allow him to run and get yards, then they're going to control the ball and have third and short manageable situations that he can run the ball and get the first down, and they can take it and score. They got two strong running backs, and they've done a good job with the talent they have on defense. They play hard and aggressive, and I don't think the defense has been the issue over the last couple of years. I think they fly around to the ball. They have a good package, and it's a good football team.
Jeff, kind of a bigger picture question. Obviously, Virginia Tech fired the head coach pretty early in the season. It seems like a lot of head coaches are getting fired. When in the era of NIL, rev share, all that kind of stuff, do you feel like expectations are reasonable in terms of giving coaches enough time to win, with those things?
Well, I totally dislike when coaches are let go during the season. It's awful to see. You like for them to at least be able to finish what they started that year. But, that's kind of what we've got it to this point. And, I think it's important, like any team, you try to win now with the resources you have and build the team accordingly. And, of course, we're going to develop young talent and keep getting them ready and all those things. But I think everybody just wants to see wins now. So I think it's just our job to do the best we can to win every year. And when that year's over, readjust and try to win again the next year.
Jeff, after the game and multiple games, we've heard from Miller Moss and yourself talk about how the offense hasn't been clean or efficient enough. Are there a couple things that you can pinpoint that you see going into a week that may be a cause of them not being as efficient as you'd like?
Well, I think as you look at college football and football in general, I mean, defenses can do a good job. They have good talent. Teams are being more creative and aggressive in their approach. So, I mean, you're going to get stopped a few times. When you do, you've got to reserve the right to punt and let your defense play. And you can't turn the ball over. So I just think I'm not for sure. I think we had 3 turnovers in the game, but we still found a way to win. Being efficient means taking what they give you. Defenses have thrown a lot at us. I think some pressure packages, we got to figure out a way to get a little better answer and try to get some positive yards. But at the same time, when our defense uses their pressure package, it normally has success as well because it challenges the offense. It's hard to run against it. In passing game, you got to get open quick because the rush is coming. So I just think we've got to continue to put together the best strategy in order to defeat certain things. And while that's going on, we can't get too frustrated and force things and make rash decisions. It's just, hey, protect the ball. Let's try to go score points. When we're not, let's not beat ourselves. And I think versus Miami, we were able to do that. We scored early twice, but after that, they stopped us some. But we didn't turn the ball over to late in the game, which caused us to force the other team to make costly mistakes. So I just think, man, all those small things are important. And managing the game while we're trying to, of course, score every time you touch it, you got to be smart with your approach.
Jeff, your special teams have been really good all around the board this year. 2 questions. How important is it that Keller's getting those kicks into the end zone and they're starting basically, where they're starting, they're not getting returns? And then the second part is the punting the other night wasn't maybe the best. What have you seen with both those guys and kind of how you guys use them?
Well, we have gained an advantage on special teams, and it's been beneficial. For the most part, kicking the ball out of the end zone is great. We had a couple times last game we didn't, which didn't crush us, but we didn't get as good a field position. In the return game, we still got to continue to find ways to just create some space for Colin. Punting the ball, no, we have not been as good punting the ball. We just got to punt the ball better. In practice we do. It's got to carry over to the game. I think we protected well. We got to punt the ball out there. I do think that I know we missed a field goal, but we've been pretty efficient kicking the ball on extra points and field goals. That's got to continue because that's been big. I thought when we went out and lined up for a field goal and shifted and punted the ball was huge, a huge play for us, huge play because that did not allow them to get a punt returner in the back, and we pinned them back down, and really that's kind of when we took over the game. So I thought that was a critical, great call by Carl that we had worked for a while. That really was beneficial. Could we have possibly made that distance of a field goal? Yes. At the time, if you miss it, you're really putting your team in a bad situation. So we went ahead and went with the change up there and shifted to a punt formation because our holder is the punter. And that really was a beneficial call that I really thought helped us win the game.
Is the plan for the kicker to catch the ball?
Well, you know what? He's actually a pretty good athlete, and yes, it was. I don't know. You know, it was a plan for him to go down there and then down the ball. No, it was great execution. Really, it was a really play that helped turn the tide a little bit, I think, in our favor and pin them back in there.
Coach Isaacs fumbled the ball the last few games. How do you address it without it getting to his head?
Great point. I mean, we have addressed it. He knows that. He's probably tired of hearing it. So I just think that, you just got to continue to work through that. He's so elusive with the ball. Really the only thing you do is you just put two hands over top of it, but that's going to cause you to lose some of your jiggle and athleticism and wiggle. But we just got to continue to work it. I think he needs to know the importance of it, just like our quarterback and receivers need the importance of it. Chris had a ball pop out. Luckily, it was called an incompletion. We had a fumble at quarterback. We got hit from behind. We had an interception. So we just got to figure out a way that, turnovers are critical, especially when teams are evenly matched from here on out every game. So we have to win that battle. We have to minimize those as much as we can.
Miller talked on Saturday night about going from the hunter to the hunted. It seems like with what you've been able to do at Louisville past 3 seasons, that's the case where it's no longer the underdog, but you guys are favored in a lot of these games. How do you mentally prepare your team to go from that, chip on your shoulder to being the team to beat?
Well, those things are going to happen whether you're hot or whether you're not. You've got to be able to play when the pressure's on the other team and you're relaxed. You got to be able to play when the pressure's on you. And I just think for us, as boring as it sounds, a one-game season is what we always preach. We talk about it. We work it. I think our guys fully understand whether you win or lose one week, you got to go win the next game. So you can't get too high when you win, and you can't get too frustrated when you lose. Otherwise, you're not going to win the next game. And you just kind of have to teach that mentality. It's not easy. You got to block out what other people are saying, which is common. I mean, it's going to happen. And you got to go to work. And I just think if we go to work every week and we put the work in and we continue to work on correct some of the mistakes we made and go out there and cut it loose on game day and not make critical mistakes, we'll have a chance. And I just think you got to continue to stress that and the importance of everything is a one-game season. The next game is the most important thing ever. And let's just work our tail off and then be able to look in the mirror when the day's over and say, all right, I put in the work. Now I can go to sleep, get up and do it again tomorrow, and then go cut it loose game day. And I just think, even when you're losing, you gotta still have that same mentality. Otherwise, you're going to get frustrated and you're going to get down a little bit, and you won't be as hungry. So I just think both those things have to come into play. Okay, thanks, guys.